By changing just one part on our bikes, I'm going to expose not one, but two ex-professional enduro racers' biggest flaws. It's actually horrific.
Do you really want to try this?
Oh. I'm scared.
Oh! Oh my God! Look how close he was to that big stick. That would have went in his front tire. You were like the ship's going down and the captain never leaves the ship kind of vibes. Where I was just like Rose at the top of the ship, just being held. Just beautiful. Oh!
Improving your skills at any level is difficult. It requires hard work and dedication to build a well-rounded skill level. This is taken a step further in the world of racing when athletes are put up against the clock and any of their holes in their skills become exposed. Right, today I'm going to be riding with none other than Dan Wolfe right here. Here he is. Woo! Not only is he a pretty handy pilot, but he's also an ex-pro enduro racer like myself. Dan, how's it going?
It's going good. I'm really looking forward to this today. Quite curious to see how this plays out.
Yeah, it's been good to be out here in Ireland, and today I'm going to expose our biggest flaws on mountain bikes with these Crank Brothers stamp flat pedals. Now, when was the last time you put a set of flats on?
If I'm being honest, I'd say I try to do it most winters, but I attempted on a bike earlier this year and was riding with some really quick riders, and I just took them off mid-spin. I couldn't even last a day because it's just harder for me.
And I am similar to you, probably a lot worse. I fully have the intention of riding them every winter, but winter comes, I put them on for a day, I ride terribly, I don't like it, and I take them back off and put my clips back on. Yeah. So today we are going to do a full day riding the gnarliest stuff you've got for me here in Ireland, and see if we can learn something by riding these flat pedals.
I think it's definitely going to put manners on us, and let's get into it. Oh my God! What? Can you beep that out? That's horrendous. Oh my God! That's shocking. I hope that translates on camera. That is terrifying. This is quite a blind section. Insane. Really, really big drop. And this landing down this, or landing, it's not a landing, it's a 2-foot step. It's a drop. They're landing into a drop like it's a landing ramp. It's not normal.
So the first challenge, lads, do this with flat pedals.
I wouldn't be able to do that. I mean, I wouldn't do that anyway.
I'd blow my feet off, ride the end, and then hit that berm and go over the bar.
The best I've done is front wheel on top of that route, and that's terrifying. And then past that is chainring, which would be death. And then past that would be rear wheel, which is cake or death.
Right, let's get these flat pedals on. Imagine, professional racer for how long? And he can't put a set of flats on?
Ages. You can't either.
Yeah, I can, look, watch. Oh! Damn, Daniel.
That was magic. I'm gonna be so mildly quick on these flats.
So I have slightly smaller feet than Dan, so luckily for me, Crank Brothers do their pedals in two different sizes. So these are their small pedals, and then Dan is on the large. Now, they do offer a sort of size-specific setup. So if your size is, I think it's up to size 9 in your shoes, then they recommend the smaller ones, and then 9 and above, you go up onto the largest. But it is personal preference. These ones fit nicely for me.
Tidy.
Damn!
Little small stamps, big stamps. You could probably come up with some sort of joke where you need a stamp on a letter to send it.
I can't do them on flat. Oh, go on.
Until we overflow, that's just how the story goes. Yeah. Push until we overflow, that's just how the story goes. Push until we overflow, that's just how the story goes.
Oh, it feels wind. Oh, he's fine.
That's just how the story goes.
So with these turns that we started on are like a perfect place if you're first getting into flats, getting back onto them. It's a really nice place to feel out exactly whether you're dropping your heels, what we're doing wrong.
Yep.
Certainly from my perspective, it feels super weird going off this jump. I mean, I ride flats on my dirt jump bike and I feel glued to the pedals when I go off jumps like that and when I'm in the skate park. But when I get on dirt and you take off and you're landing onto a rough landing, I just felt super disconnected with the rear end of the bike.
Yeah, it's just that terrain is the variable that changes everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Ferg said, starting off in something that's like fairly mellow gradient, not too many bumps, is going to be the best way to get accustomed to the setup. And then, yeah, just start adding in new features, new dilemmas. And yeah, this jump is one of them because you land onto kind of quite a like bumpy little landing into shallow turns. So it's dynamic because you got to land, be composed, and then lean in.
Following you is so cool, like watching you rip the turns. I think that's one of the raddest things about flats, right? It's why Sam Hill was so cool. Every edit I watched, I wanted to be him because you rip the turns, the back end just oh, it's so good.
Yeah, flats do. Like if you're riding them well, you feel like a hero. Maybe we'll get our capes later. I don't know.
Hey, I hope so.
I don't know.
Oh. Well, that was definitely pretty loose. I was blowing feet off left, right, and centre. Don't feel like I'm actually like connected to the pedals too much at the moment. I think that's just because I'm not pushing against them. So I need to focus on getting my weight a little bit further back, dropping my heels more. Definitely through there. You're going well.
Well, I mean, I'm being videoed, so I thought I'd better try and be pretty good. No, it's definitely weird through bumps for sure. Like it's more in my mind. And then those corners don't really have any bumps in them. So up until the root section, it was actually quite nice because it wasn't steep.
Would you change anything on your suspension setup, do you reckon?
Yeah, I was actually thinking that as well. I don't have an answer yet. Currently, I have quite a fast setup, so that it's always going in and out of the holes and returning quite quick. So I'm like more in the start and mid of my stroke. But I have heard in the past that some flat pedal riders ride their suspension a little bit slower. So we'll see if that is something that I need to adjust to. But for now, I'm happy. But we haven't rode anything insanely chundery. Yep, this next bit.
Then this next bit will be. Right, onwards. Let's go.
Let's go.
Right, so one of the things we've got to our first technical section, and the first thing that you and I both were saying, you like that? First thing that you and I were saying is that there are lines that you and I would normally do on clips that on flats we're not so confident on. So my challenge to you is we're going to try and ride the lines that we would normally ride on our clips.
Ferg.
Yeah, we're going to try it. We're going to try it.
All right.
And then see what happens. So line number one is he would usually, if he was riding at his peak, would try and gap from this stump here, this guy, over into that bank over there. And see if you make it.
Yeah, and there's no dirt on the front of that route. It's like quite a chonker. So having clips kind of helps. And it also helps you get a bit of power out of the turn because it's a really bad run in. So I'm not so sure this is doable. But we're gonna do it.
It's actually horrific. The bumps before it just to really unsettle your feet and then just pulling up off that. It's just a lump. It's like a roadblock.
To be honest, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I don't know why I was doing that before. It's quite bad. Yeah, it's just like bumpy on the way in. You got that weird stuff there. And then that's like basically a no-go. Do you really want to try this?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, okay, let's change it. Caveat, the goal is to be on the high line after. However you get there, it doesn't matter, but you just have to get on that high line. So you could choose to do what you want, but you have to be on that high line bit, which we would normally be on, because it opens up the next turn. So we have to ride as if we're on clips. Right.
Okay.
Let's do it.
If he does go for it, I'd be surprised if he actually gets it because the running is so bad. And then, like, there's no dirt on that route for the takeoff, so it's going to feel horrendous. So I think his instincts might kick in and he'll either go mid or actually just go full low. Oh! Oh my God! Right, there you have it. So he actually did commit, fair play. Beauty of a case, probably front and rear wheel, certainly rear. And then just absolutely yeeted through this next section, kind of out of control. Nice.
I thought I was high-siding off down there.
So did I. So did I.
What I've lost going onto the flat pedals, and what I'm noticing is I've lost the finesse that I've learned on clips. I'm a lot harsher, but I'm also way more in, like I can feel what the ground's doing way more with the flats. So I can understand, for instance, when I was losing traction there, I could push in harder with my heels and regain that traction. And as much as I got out of control, I think I felt more confident being on the flat pedals that I could handle it. Just feels a little bit less dangerous. We'll see what the Wolfe man does now. Let's go!
Come on!
Oh, good pace. I'm disappointed. The goal was to be up here. What was that?
That was my instinct saying, don't bother trying that high line, you're not going quick enough.
I'm upset. Does that make it 1-0 to me?
I mean,
the flat
look,
pedal world champs.
if you want, I didn't know we were playing bike. I mean, if you want me to just
It's
go
not a
off
game
it
of bike, it's
recklessly.
just a game of who's better on bikes.
I think we all like, you have to not case it if you're going to count it.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
We'll do it again we'll do it and we'll see who cases it and who doesn't.
Yeah, let's do
If
it
you want
again,
to play a
then.
game bike, Ferg.
Hey, yeah, there's no game
If
of
you're,
bike.
if you're going
it's
to call
just-
me out on GMBN, you know, we're going to hit that gap. We're going to pet that dog.
Let's do it.
I don't want to hit that gap though. That's so hard on flats, man.
Oh, I cased it so hard. Oh.
I mean, I'm pretty sure I cased it too, but maybe for context, I cased it less.
Does that not make it one apiece?
Dan Wolfe into the lead. Oh, I think the fans are gonna love that.
When we came in there, I think on clips we'd have had a tendency to put in a couple of extra cranks, which you can do on the rougher stuff.
Yeah.
But I think to ride flats well, when you learn to ride them well, you carry speed better through sections, and then you save yourself quite a bit of energy.
Yeah.
Which is why I think we've seen on the EWS, you've seen used to pretty successful. You had Alex Rideau win world champs.
Yeah.
You had
Sam Hill 3 years in a row,
Sam
win
Hill
the
3
series.
years in a row. I think it's really, really energy efficient if you can ride them well.
Yeah, you got to ride them well, and I mean, you have to approach everything differently. So I came into that turn up there. It's really shallow, it has a few routes, and I went in slow, hoping for a good exit. In fact, I just went in slow, came out slow. So there was like an under commitment, and then I was faced with the like, do I pedal or do I just try to stay composed? Because composure is really, really important for these sort of sections. And then my instincts were like, don't pedal, just like cruise in, because if I pedaled, I'd kind of unsettle myself. Whereas in clips, I think I just would have thrown in a quick pedal or two. So yeah, they're really different. Once you get into real riding like this sort of stuff, they're very different.
Yeah.
Like, I was kind of scrunching up my toes actually coming across these routes.
Trying to
grip, which I don't even know. Like, if there's anyone that rides flats, please comment below, be nice. But once you've been nice, please comment below and yeah, give us your techniques and your tips, because we're kind of rookies, to be honest, when it comes to flats.
Yeah, it's definitely highlighting my inability to ride them, and it's making just every bit of trail more challenging, isn't it?
I mean, it's fun though. It's like, it puts manners on you, and like, who doesn't love a good case?
Hey, I mean, I love a good case.
You know, like, it's just beautiful.
So So Dan, because we are old men now and we are mid-ride, I felt it was only natural that we should have a sit down, have a little bit of a chat about you, who you are, and exactly what you've done in your race career, really.
Okay, well, I guess start off, I struggled for a long time to either call myself an athlete or call it a career. I don't know if it was an Irish-ism with that imposter syndrome or what, but yeah, I started off biking 25 years ago. There was no real scene in Ireland unless you were racing, so it was just racing or nothing. It was XC or downhill, that's it, no in between. Enduro didn't exist. Going on a spin didn't exist unless it was an XC spin. So yeah, I started downhilling all those years ago. I was like 11, 12, and got into racing World Cups, raced for Ireland multiple times at World Champs, was national champion in downhill, and then eventually had a few basically struggle bus going to World Cups and doubting myself and struggling with maybe qualifying here and there. And then I had a few injuries and decided to actually take a step away from biking altogether for 2 years. And that was when I just finished college. I studied fine art in college. Then after that, I came home just as the boom of Enduro was happening. I was like, ooh, that's going to be easy. I'll just get fit. Turns out it was very complex, and I did that for 10 years. I did World Enduros, or EWS, what we used to call it, and then into EDR for 10 years. And then just simmered out of that into some industry jobs where I help companies develop product. So I test product and also run a few social media channels. So yeah, I've had a great time. I had a really enjoyable career. I may not have gotten like some insane results, but I enjoyed the journey. Everyone's is different, and also it's not over yet. So I think some people struggle when they get a bit older. They feel like their identity is lost because they were the fast guy or girl. But that's not necessarily the case for me. I just love bikes, absolutely love them, all types of bikes. And I'm not going to slow down anytime soon. No,
and you and I still ride bikes, even though we raced against each other. We did God knows how many races together and how many road trips together.
Yeah.
It was wicked fun. And when we were racing those World Cups, one of the things that kind of I always noticed was when the weather got a little bit biblical like it's getting right now, a lot of the top end riders would put flats on. Was that something you ever did when you were racing either downhill or enduro? Yeah,
for me, back in the day when I raced downhill World Cups, I actually got some of my best downhill World Cup results on flats. Sometimes back then, I mean, like it doesn't now, of course, and it is now, it would just lash down and track conditions would get crazy because we had such a big volume of racers. I mean, some World Cups you'd have nearly 200 elite men. And back then there was no junior category, so it was just everyone. Yeah. And I was, just trying to keep my head above water, and I just throw on flats because one of my favorite riders was doing that. And I just had fun and I didn't overthink it. And then I think some people, the longer we do this, you know, they're still turning rocks, searching. But sometimes like less is more, and I definitely didn't think too much back then. And I actually had some of my best ever results on flats, which is crazy. And then when I got into Enduros, I generally stuck to clips. And I think then the longer I stuck at them, I just stayed, I just stayed in my lane. So this actually has been eye-opening. Like when you got on to me about this challenge, I was like, this is actually what I need. It kind of shakes things up. I mean, some bits actually I'm loving. Like some bits I genuinely feel like a hero and you can feel the cape flapping behind you. But then there's some sections where it's really rough, where all of a sudden I'm, confronted with, I'm on flat. So it is only day one. I think I'm actually going to put flats on my e-bike now after doing today, and then just like have them just on the e-bike for the next while, and put a bit of manners on me. But I've really loved it. It's definitely a fresh take. And obviously, look, I'm sure everyone watching this, like, this has happened before, and that's fine. But it's me and Ferg's journey, okay? So just be supportive.
I think that's why it's so important when you're a beginner racer or a beginner rider that you ride flats, because that's where you learn to feel and understand the bike.
I do think it's really important to start off on flats, 100%. And we were quite diligent for the first few seasons where we would return to flats every year. And we even had a bike that was fully brakeless, and we would walk further up the track to try hit sections, and you were forced into committing. So if you have the opportunity, if you're new to mountain biking, you've plenty of time. The sport is like for everyone. You're going to be in it for a very, very long time, so don't rush in. Just enjoy flats and try to learn as much as possible.
We all bleed the same.
That's tricky.
That's real tricky, but it's good.
Yeah, that's tricky. I really did like a shallow pull because I think it comes at you so fast and it's uphill.
Yeah, I thought you'd pull earlier because there was that little rock. I was like, in my mind, I was like, oh, if we pull earlier, but then you pulled late and it was nice. You just got like a real nice glide. And then down to here,
Push in.
that was one of the things with the flats. I felt like I could push way harder
And safer.
onto the fire and it was way safer than when
doesn't
you're on
feel-
clips. You're pushing and you're a bit like wincing, waiting for the...
Yeah, it felt like
Front end
instinctually the balance point between front and rear tyre is just like, you just know it. So
Yeah.
much easier with this on that scenario. So when I came on, I was like, oh yeah.
Just push
It's
on,
easy.
don't you?
Yeah, just
and it's
push.
also that confidence, like if it did get wild and you did start drifting, you can take a foot off.
Yeah.
It's like super quick, isn't it?
Yeah. Or get high-sided down there.
You're a brave man.
Whew. You mean the last gap?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, yeah.
I'm scared.
Okay. Just follow me, I think I know where I'm
Just
going.
follow me.
I think it's somewhere in here first.
Oh, I can't get my feet on.
Are you in?
I'm in.
All right.
Oh. Oh. Oh, I've overcooked it. Oh, he's done it. Oh, he's done it. No. Oh. Oh, he's gone. I think that's not the first, but definitely the second section where, for me, it's really highlighted how I'm not weighting the rear enough or not well enough when I'm riding clips, or I could ride them better. I'm dropping my heels, but I think where on clips, I would then kind of just go light through the turns and allow the back end to steer,
Yeah.
and I potentially would lose traction. I'm not doing that. I'm trying to go light again, and then I'm just losing my pedals.
If you're the one getting to input and you get to push down and the trail's not pushing up, flats are amazing.
It's the
But
best.
when the trail is pushing back, that's where I've noticed it becomes a problem. For me, coming from a clip perspective onto flats, feels like you need to be like really accurate and have amazing timing.
Yeah.
So, but that could be because I'm bringing a clip approach where I like to know everything and I like to have my feet in the exact position.
When I'm riding clips, I may be getting away with my timing being slightly worse. As we came down there, I wasn't driving my heels down as much. My braking was off. And then I was finding myself getting kicked about the place and I wasn't getting that timing right through the turns and then just losing the flow. And then I kind of regained it as I landed through here and was just pushing through. It felt better, but definitely through those tighter turns, it really kind of puts manners on you, as you said, like when you're not getting your timing right.
Yeah, it definitely puts manners on you. I'm probably trying to ride these like clips and control all the variables, but maybe I need to like stop thinking about my feet, ride,
Just be a bit looser.
and be a bit looser. I don't know, I need to talk to a proper flat specialist. Please comment below if you are a flat specialist.
Sam Hill, if
Yeah.
you're watching, teach us, please.
He does love GMBN, yeah, I hear he's a massive fan.
We'll do some more trail riding. I'm going to desperately try to improve my riding on these.
Yeah, I probably don't need to improve too much.
Look, it's 1-1. Come on. Right, come on,
my
Em.
God.
Come on. Go on.
So I'm getting a bit more used to the setup now, but like, yeah, you definitely get a different type of pop. I think to get the same level of pop, you're gonna have to try harder.
It feels more like a dirt jump. You kind of feel like, I feel like I'm pulling up more as opposed to pushing through jumps, but I think that that's probably my lack of confidence. I'm wanting to pull up to make sure I'm making the jumps. But what I'm loving, and when I really, really liked running the flats, was up there on the off-cambers. It feels like you can just feel where the grip level is on the rear tyre, and therefore you can be a bit more in tune with the bike as you're cutting across routes and things like that, and I definitely felt more confident going across that. When I'm going over rough sections, obviously it's slowing me up and it's pushing the pedals around. So I'm finding myself searching for a smoother line. Sam Hill would always be getting off the main line as much as he could. And I think that that helped him when it came to fatigue. And it makes up for potentially where he couldn't pedal, he was able to sort of carry speed because he wasn't getting stuck up in all those holes. You're going to try it, but the fact you're on flats allows you to think about that, which I think is like pretty cool to give it a go. I mean, I'm not all that confident in my ability to do that, but we'll give it a go.
I think it'll work, yeah. Hopefully. I might go a little bit out here first.
Big claims. Look at him. Out there.
Yeah.
All right. Didn't realise you'd become a tree surgeon or whatever. Always coming in fast. Oh, in the bushes, oh! Oh, it was unreal.
Oh my! I
Oh!
felt like Sam Hill.
Woo! You're nearly off the side.
Yeah, but I had to be over there on that fresh real estate. There was no way I was gonna get that sweet inside if I didn't open it up, Ferg.
Hey.
That was sick. There was actually there was a decent amount of commitment at one point. Once I was locked in, I was like, uh-oh, I have to kind of like let off the brakes, and then I had to hop over the rut. But it was mint. I mean, I think that's great. It's a very flat pedal thing to do, wasn't it? I think that's another point to me. Yes! Although it did look like you were on, you know, you're writing the first few lines of an amazing novel until you just ruined it at the end, didn't he?
I just wasn't quite as inside as you. So one of the things I'm really liking about these flats are the pins. They're super long, and I think that that's really nicely sort of integrating with my foot, and where otherwise I would feel super floaty and I think I would have blown my feet off a load of times. When I'm pushing through the pedals, it does feel like I'm glued right onto them. I think that's helping. How are you finding them?
Yeah, I think for like any kind of proper mountain biking, you need like long pins like these. It's definitely making a difference for me as well. And also the size of these, like the actual platform for me has been really nice, because sometimes my feet aren't in the best position. Maybe I started off and then I just decide not to move them, and yeah, I have a lot of room there. So it's good.
Yeah, I think it's like a personal preference thing. Obviously, the bigger platform, like you say, allows you to move around a lot and still have your feet on the platform. But for me, having these slightly smaller pedals is giving me better clearance, and I feel like I'm not as easily going to catch my foot, or I might catch a pedal on a stump or something, especially on these quite tight trails you got me on here. What have you got next for me? That was actually really fun. There was a little bit of jumps and a bit of a drop. Drops are weird because the bike's obviously coming up towards you, so you're getting the flat pedal pushing back up into you. But then I'm worried about it falling away. I'm worried I'm going to end up Supermaning, but it doesn't happen, so.
Yeah, so basically it's going to start getting steeper now.
Oof.
Yeah, it pitches down after this left-hander and yeets all the way to the fire road. I'm curious to see what this is like. Like I said, I've not ridden flats in a while, and I've not ridden any of these tracks on flats, so I'm curious to see, will I be more comfortable, confident when it gets gnarly?
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I don't know.
The conditions are definitely pretty slick. They're like that horrible in-between where it's not dry, but it's not full wet. So
it's like... not tacky yet, and then if it rained a lot, it would actually be grippier, so we're in between. Halfway house.
Right, onwards. That way. We're facing the wrong direction. We've got to this section. It's really technical. This is one of the downhill tracks. It's got a couple of corners and then this really gnarly, quite off-camber section down into a corner. And normally this would be right up my alleyway. It'd be something I'd really enjoy doing as a clip pedal rider. And riding on my flats, I'm really struggling to get it good. I've had a couple of goes at it now and I just can't quite get it right. And I think this is where the frustration sets in. And this, for me, when I was racing, was where I would put the flats away again. I just would get frustrated and give up. And I think that you really have to persevere through that and almost take a few steps back in terms of how your riding is in order to then take it a few steps forward. And I think this is super important for beginners to set that base foundation. And then from there, they can build into a much faster rider. And maybe that's why I hit my peak when I did. And maybe I could have gone higher up if I'd been more consistent in riding flats. But this is what I'm learning with this ride. It's really fun, but also super frustrating at the same time.
I think if you have a timeline that's short, it's going to be frustrating. If you try this in the winter when you've got like 4 or 5 months to ride and you don't put too much pressure on yourself, but you also stick to your guns and stay on the flats, maybe you won't hate them after a few weeks. I'm not saying I hate them, but I definitely, if I want to go quick, I could go quicker on clips. But if you're in it for the long run and you want to become a better all-round rider, yeah, do right flats. It'll put manners on you. Certainly it's putting manners on us. Oh! Ferg, you were on the edge of the track. Woo! That was scary. I mean, you were trying to set up. I respect the send, but there's a point in which the setup becomes the set no. You know? Look how close he was to that big stick. That would have went in his front. That's his tire. This is his tire. There. Look at that.
Just always looking for the widest line, you know?
Did you have a moment where you're like, uh-oh?
Yeah, I mean, I tried to let off the drop.
You did.
And then I was like, oh, I've let off and I've run wide. And now I'm trying to get on my brakes and the soft stuff. Nothing's happening because I'm not dropping my heels properly. And then my only hope was to try and rip the turn to try and kind of make it out, which fortunately worked out. But it felt way better at the top. I felt way more composed.
You look good.
Yeah, just pushing through, but just it's just remembering the whole time to keep weighting the back of the bike. And I'm just forgetting every single time. I get scared and then my heels just go flat.
I think, though, that's the gradient. Like, it looked like when it started to pitch down, you were lighter on your feet.
Yeah.
But that is a byproduct of gradient.
Yeah, I'm allowing myself to go forward onto the bike instead of pushing back with my feet. I'm kind of pushing back with my arms.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was a sick corner.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm going to give this an absolute blemmer. I think that was the Dominator.
No!
Yes!
I don't believe it.
Yes!
Nah.
The composure, the exit speed,
Right,
the
what do you
glistening
reckon?
entrance.
Nick, I reckon I got that one. My outside line was a hero line. I
We're
mean,
gonna have
outside to inside. In terms of embracing flats and really getting involved in the experience, I think I won that one.
Yeah, but you had no choice if you're getting involved in the experience. You were the experience.
That's part of riding flats, I think.
Like, you were like the ship's going down and the captain never leaves the ship kind of vibes. Where I was just like Rose at the top of the ship, just being held. Just beautiful, okay? I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm buzzing.
You might weigh as much as the Titanic, but I don't think you were as graceful.
I am a big boy, like. Let's just give the full experience here.
Full grease.
Get that audio up there for the fans. Okay, so far,
It's coming in.
backing
Work
it
it
in. Stunning knee work. Could have zoomed a bit, you know. Oh, exit.
Don't worry, I got the zoom.
I think the zoom was a bit
What do you
touch and
mean?
go there. I think there's a
zoom-
bit of sabotage here with it.
look.
The exit zoom was all right because, of course, I exited beautifully, but that mid-stroke zoom,
Nick, are you ready for this?
I am not starting off with the sheer pace of me.
But then look, I'm not bouncing around. I'm just pace here. Look. Oh.
Then you nearly
And
died.
then look, no, because look, it was just so fast.
I think we know how to. We can just put these split screens side to side,
Look, from
and then
here
we'll
down,
know. We'll know who's quicker. Okay.
From here down, I was an absolute unit. I was so loose. You got no chance.
I know you were loose.
You might have got those top
You
corners,
nearly-
but the race wasn't that.
Ended yourself. The
I
race
survived.
was how long you're in screen on shot. Okay. We're always racing for. Okay.
Yeah, and I think on this one I won.
I think we'll have to go to the split screen judges on this one. And well, I think the times won't lie. I think I got this one.
Guys, community, you need to come together now and vote for me. Vote for Ferg. There we go. Oh, Wolfie, what a ride, mate. It's so good to get a ride in with you.
Yeah.
And flat pedals have definitely humbled me today.
Yeah, it's a completely different experience. Even if you know these, the tracks, it's like you're seeing everything with fresh eyes. It's greasy out here, it's steep, it's rough. Yeah, if you're not dropping your heels the whole time, it's crazy. I think you nearly don't realize what you do if you're clipped, and also I'm sure vice versa if you're flats.
Yeah.
But that's something I noticed, like over fadeaways and then through rough sections, I would actually not necessarily always drop my heels. And you have to with flats.
You have to, yeah.
Because you need to apply that pressure. If you lift your heel up your foot goes light and then it's easier to slide around or even come off.
And I think what I've learned with that is I've learned to have a better feel for what the back end of the bike's doing. Because you're dropping your heels the whole time, you kind of know where your traction is. And I think that's why it's so important for beginners and advanced riders alike.
And even if you're riding like 10, 15, 20 years, like, you know, take a winter, give some time to it, put them on. If you've 2 bikes, put them on one of the bikes, commit to it, don't stress out. Even if you're getting a bit frustrated with your on a spin with friends, just stick with it and just see what you learn. I mean, there's no harm. You're not losing anything. It's the winter. And certainly I advise if you're young and you're new to this, stick on flats for a bit longer. Don't jump to clips because someone tells you need to. You're 12. It's okay. You've plenty of time.
Yeah, well, I hope you guys have learned a little something about how good flat pedals are, not just for your skills, but also to teach even the oldest and more experienced riders out there a thing or two about their skills. If you guys like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and drop us in the comments below whether you're a clip or a flat pedal rider. Cheers.
Cheers.